Hey you guys, we're back. Still post-recording. I don't really like it, but I'm just going to try and jump back into it. This one was difficult because I had to figure out where the hot and cold were and memorize that as I was going down side to side to side to side. And so any of it touched the cold, it would kill me. Remember doing, it was kind of interesting. What was nice was the temperature gauges, which told me how hot my the average temperature of my lava liquid substance was. So I was able to gauge a little better with that. This part was hard because I couldn't really figure out what caused that to move. This also, I think I got stuck on this part more than once. It was a little difficult to master this level, but I do like how they added thermal cam to it to make it a little more interesting and to stir it up some. I think on this run I just decided to run forward a bunch to get to the first fire. But right there is where I always had a lot of trouble. It kept getting rid of a lot of my lava. And I think this frustrated me a little because I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't die faster. I couldn't die slower or anything there. But I think that was actually my plan for the rest of it, was to just run forward to that first fire. And then I think at some point I managed to time it to a point where I didn't lose much of it, the lava there. Some of this was really difficult, and forgive me if I'm not talking much. I don't really have a whole bunch to say, and I do have it at double speed again, which will maintain for any odd audio. I haven't noticed any. I'm listening to it back as I'm playing through it. I haven't noticed any peculiarities or anything like that. Remember last time I did this, I actually recorded the other one last night, the last episode. I don't know when you'll see that. Hopefully you'll see that tomorrow, as of I'm recording this. And so I'm recording this now, and this should go up hopefully in about a week. I'm also trying to record ahead because I'm going to, like I mentioned in the last episode, PAX. So I'm going to try and get some audio saved up for that. And that really threw me off. I didn't know what happened there. It just jerked back and tossed me into the oblivion. But I'm going to PAX. I still have a lot of work to do. It is counting down days now. It's almost less than 2 weeks. I believe the official count is like 13 days or something and some odd hours. I was looking at the site earlier. But I'm really low on time. I should have planned earlier, but things are kind of hectic at my house all of the time anyway, so. What I never really figured out about this level is how that thing, like, I don't know what triggered that to go forward or backwards, or, you know, this level is just death. A lot of death. But, this is where I finally got it down on how to get most of my lava through. I actually did really well on that one. Again, the temperature gauge helped a lot, so I could tell, you know, where my liquid needed to be, about what temperature. I don't think I made it past this time. This was actually a level I got stuck on, I think, for a good long bit. I think. Maybe it wasn't this level, but maybe the next one. Yeah, so the next one. And again, I recorded this months ago, so I can't really remember what everything was about. But, oh, this level, right. This one was a pain. Because that stuff just incinerated my lava. It just completely just put it everywhere, and it was timed until it was making things go all over the place, and it was crazy. So those made it really hard to get. I don't think I ever mastered getting past those crazy things. I don't know what to call them. But That was hectic. And then the entire top was death, because it was so cold, so I couldn't touch any of the top. And I even tried planning, I think later I tried timing it out really, really well to see if I can get past it, but to no avail. It was just crazy trying to get past all of this. I think at one point in this I discovered that the best way to get past that is to just stop tilting it and just let it fall on its own. I think at this point I just decided to try and figure out how to... It didn't work at all. No success. But I think I do get stuck on this particular level for a good bit. I lost a bunch there. This game is frustrating, so hopefully next time my audio doesn't mess up. But I should be able to get through this game. I don't know how many more levels I have. I have more than I thought I did. I have another world at least. But this game is getting a little hectic. It is getting more than a little frustrating, to say the least. And you saw there. But my goal here is to complete this game without any wines. I beat Frogger 2. I'm sure I could beat this. Frogger 2 being the only other game I've ever beaten completely, and I'm pretty sure I beat it completely. Not even 100% sure about that. But I have full faith in myself that I could probably do that. In fact, Frogger 2 I've actually been thinking about doing a playthrough on. The only problem is I haven't played it in years, and it was the only game I think I've seen played through all the way multiple times. I really, that's the first game I ever played, first real game. I played a couple other really small games before that. That was my first ever big game. I remember playing that for just hours. I believe one of the only computer games that was that, and Lemmings were my two favorite video games from childhood on the computer. I remember we also have a Sega Genesis, and we have a Phantasy Star on there. What I would be interested in is figuring out how to port over and record on the Sega. That sounds like crazy shenanigans, but it would be cool to do. Haven't the vaguest idea how to do that, though. I'm sure I could look into it. In fact, I may have just thought of a couple ways to do it, but that wouldn't be for a while. I would probably wait on that till I run out of games on the computer, which I probably won't. Either do that or maybe do that for like a 500 sub special or something. So not for a long time, probably never actually. I like to stay hopeful, but YouTube is growing a lot, so there's not a lot of room for expansion. I think this is the point where I actually discover it's best to just let it fall on its own. So I'm not tilting it a whole lot. I thought about getting all the achievements in the game, but how hard work it is just getting through the levels, and I mean, the achievements are, you know, your simple ones, you know, get 100% completion on this, 100% completion on that, you know, get all the copper, get all the gold, get all the silver. It's like, okay, I'm having trouble just getting to the end. So, I don't think I'm going to do a 100% on this. Now this I remember. I spent the majority of the video on this level. This right here, right there. I swear, sometimes that would go upside down. It was just insane. It was ridiculous. I don't know what was supposed to go there. I still have no idea how to beat that. All I know is I got it in, like, pure luck. There was no strategy to that. It was just go, try to get past it. Like, the bucket that you're carrying it in would flip over the thing sometimes. I think at one point I did find out a vague strategy on how to get the lava heated up again before you go down. Which is, there's two buttons. The lower button turns on fire. The upper button drops it down, the entire bar down, and I was like that. I was just losing. I was just raging so hard. And now, keeping in mind this is at double speed, so there's a good 6 minutes. So I spent a good 12 minutes longer on this, which I think is the longest I've ever spent on a level. But it was ridiculous, and considering I'm only getting, you know, maybe 15 seconds like that, that was ridiculous. I was raging on that so hard. I'm really bummed that the audio didn't capture for that, but considering I'm dying 15, 16 seconds in, maybe, it was just making me so frustrated. I was dying 16 seconds in, and I had like 12 minutes of that, so I must have died. Let me see. Hold on, I can map here. I can map here. So 4 times a dozen, so 48 times at least. 48, so somewhere between 40 and 50 times I died on this level, and it was ridiculous. I think I beat it. Looking at me playing it, I'm not completely sure I did in fact beat it. I think this is where I discovered what the fire does in comparison to the button to drop it. I think at this level I didn't realize I should have kept it. And then the cold air jet right there. That was the farthest I'd gotten so far. So I was getting really frustrated. At this point I was losing my patience. I was considering stopping it on the last level, but I figured, might as well go one more level. You know, it shouldn't be too hard. I mean, the last one was kind of difficult, yeah, but it shouldn't take that much longer. And then I spent almost a half hour on this level, and I almost just cut it off and just cut this bottom half of video and just said, never mind, that last level was the last one for that recording session. But I did get through it at some point. It was insanely difficult. It was crazy. I was working so hard to get past it. This part was hard because that little beam, so you're not only balancing the cart holding the bucket on the beam as you tilt it, where the cart is on the beam also balances the beam itself, so you're balancing like 3 things interlocked on each other. It was crazy. And that time it just like the lava missed it completely. The bucket landed fine. I mean, that was all peachy, but everything else was tomatoey. I don't know what the opposite of peachy would be. Maybe a vegetable cucumber garden salad, maybe. It was garden salad-y. I don't know whether that's a verb, it is now. If you're new to my channel, you should know that I like inventing new words, because peachy and garden salad-y. Peachy's always good. I didn't make that up. But garden salad-y, that's for all you people who are looking for new words out there. Garden salad-y is in fact the opposite of peachy. Actually, no, garden salad's at least decent on a bad day. Depending on where you get it from. McDonald's, probably not. Probably has like 50% beef. But, Sherry's, where's the beef? I'm sure they've got some stuff in there. Anyway, other fast food companies are available. But, anywhere with a good garden salad, like Olive Garden, off topic. We're trying to pour lava, and I'm talking about salad. Because it's on topic. Anyway, moving on. This just got so frustrating. I don't even remember. I spent so long on this level, I don't even remember what the end of it looks like. I remember up to that balancing beam. I remember up to there perfectly. Memorized it perfectly. I could probably do it with my eyes closed. Except this part. This is just insane. I don't know how you'd get past this part. But up to there, I could probably do it with my eyes closed. It's just crazy. Also, I may have just figured out how to do that level faster. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. But, I mean, this stuff is crazy. And you had to actually lean the cart, the whole thing to the right, in order to get away from that cold air. And then you had to lean it to the left a little bit. So you literally had to just be, like, borderline, just right on the edge, or else you were just screwed. I just thought of something. What does it sound like? What if there was a program where you could hear your own accent speak, and then hear it back and hear what your accent sounds like. And I don't mean like just listening to yourself talk. I mean what it would sound like from other people's perspective. That would be interesting, because people in like Texas or something have a much different accent than those from, you know, the Northwest or the Northeast even. Just different places, and this is just in the U.S. I mean, what if you could just, you know, type Europe or something, and from a European's perspective, see what your accent sounds like from a European person's perspective, from someone in like Britain or something. That would be interesting, because unless you if you've lived in the same place your entire life, you don't know what your accent sounds like, because you've lived in the same place. No, did I say that right? I don't know. If you've lived in the same place your entire life, you don't know what your accent sounds like. But now this was interesting, because this was going off of that, returning back to original topic, said topic. This was getting difficult because it was crazy. I almost died there. I think I die there again later. I don't think I make it. Oh, maybe I do. Yeah, I make it out. I succeed in leaving, and I actually finish that world. Just borderline gold there, like a couple milliseconds away. But it was crazy. I don't remember what the next fluid is, but it is, I can guarantee you, all of it is frustrating. Right, water. We return back to water how it originally started. Or did it start with water? I think it did. But watching that entire section that I just did back in double speed seems a lot faster. Anyway, you guys, I'll see you next time. Peace. See you next time. Peace. See